everybody. My name is Keith Simpson. We're here to promote Ronda's Rides. I'm with really the founder and the inspiration for Ronda's Rides. She's inspired us. Obviously, my wife, Ronda, who's named for Ronda's Rides, can't be here today, unfortunately. We'll get her in a future video. But we're going to talk about why Ronda's Rides is so important and what its intent is and a little bit of the history behind it. So I think we're just going to turn it over here to Linda, and she's going to say, why are we even doing this and what it's about?
Right. Well, first I want to say that Keith mentioned that I'm the inspiration behind this channel, but I am not the inspiration behind this channel. I want to first thank the Lord. I just want to thank God for having the ability to be here. And the inspiration behind this channel is truly Keith and Ronda Simpson. That's why the channel is named Ronda's Rides, because I was struggling, living paycheck to paycheck, $10 an hour, raising 10 kids. You all can imagine how hard that was for everyone involved. It was a very stressful situation. I met Keith and Ronda at a diner when I was waiting tables to just make ends meet, just a little side hustle that I had. And I met them and their family.
You were working full-time too as a CNA, right?
I was working full-time also.
So this is a working woman, folks.
That was my second job, and they came in with their sweet little family, and I waited on them. And then before Ronda, as she left, she gave me her number. She asked me for my number, and she would text me, and they just kind of helped us throughout the years. You know, when you're raising that many kids, you can't afford extra toys and clothes and things throughout the year. So Ronda and Keith would provide Christmas. You know, the kids who never got to get anything new or to get toys throughout the year, they provided that for them. They got all the kids' names and their sizes together, and they would just help us. She got me my first roasting pan. We were struggling family, and they didn't judge us. They were just so good to us. And I was pregnant with Justice. I was raising 10 kids, 7 nieces and nephews. I had 2 of my own at this point, and I was about to have Justice in 2012, and I got put on bed rest. And so then I went to the car lot, and I told the car lot that I was going to be put on bed rest. I was scared I was going to lose my car. I lived in rural Arkansas. You know, the closest hospital was 30 minutes away. My provider was 45 minutes. So I went and asked them, what were you going to do about it? Could you work with me in some way, form, or fashion?
Because you were buying a vehicle, right? Yeah. Okay.
Paying a car payment, struggling to pay that car payment, barely paying that car payment. And their solution to my problem was keeping the car that day. They kept the car and said, we will keep the car for you, and when you get back to work, we will let you take over payments right back where you started, no additional fees. That was their way of helping me. That wasn't help at all. I was left sitting on the curb at this car lot here in Russellville, Arkansas, 8 months pregnant, waiting for my sister. Someone had to come give me a ride home, and my sister had to come from Texas to take me back and forth to the doctor and to have this baby. So my youngest was born in August of 2012. And then it was just a couple months later, my brother had loaned me a beat-up old S10 pickup truck that was dangerous. I prayed every time I got in it that we would just make it home and back, and only 2 people at a time could fit in it. And then we had some problems with we needed a dryer. I was washing clothes out by hand and hanging them up outside. Like literally my hands were the agitator. And we needed a 220 wire because we lived in a really old home. And y'all bought that 220 wire for us. And
I remember Ronda saying, where can we get a 220 wire? And I was like, first of all, I'm not the greatest at electrician. I was like, 220? I think probably Lowe's. So I think that's where we wound up getting it.
And, you know, it might as well, probably didn't cost y'all very much at all, but it might as well have been $1 million to us. But the fact that y'all were willing to do it is a trend that needs to continue through other people. Ronda called me and told me she had the 220 wire for me to meet her in town. So I loaded up in that little old beat up S10. They should we should have tissues in here. Pulled up, she told me to come meet her, so I drove to town and I met you both. And she had the 220 wire sitting in the back of a minivan, a vehicle I had not seen her drive before. And she said, well, there it is, that's yours. And I was like, oh, thanks. And she was getting the 220 wire out. She's like, no, that's yours. And it was the minivan.
She said, do you have about 10 minutes? And you said, yeah. She said, we're going to go in here and we're going to get you some insurance for this vehicle you're about to drive home.
She did. I said, what? A vehicle I'm about to drive home. I couldn't believe it. And you'll see the video, guys.
Yeah.
We're going to pause right now for just a moment to show y'all the day that they did. They selflessly gave me a minivan, and Keith handed me the keys to this minivan and the 220 wire. Yeah. And they took me in there and bought me 6 months worth of insurance. Not only did that free up, I had a vehicle, a dependable vehicle, that freed up a car payment when you are making $10 an hour. Let's do some math. $10 an hour times 40 hours a week is $400 a month. I'm at $400 a week. That's $1,600 a month. I was having to work 60 hours a week. I've heard that.
Not counting taxes.
That's not counting the taxes. Oh, you're bringing home about $1,200 a month. And that's why you have to work such extra to try to make ends meet. So that car payment, the freedom of that payment when you are making something out of nothing, that's phenomenal. That gives you gas money, extra food on the table. My kids were never hungry. They never did without food, but maybe I did. And that freed up some extra money for us. And then 6 months worth of insurance. I come from a way of life where you pay the first month to get the card and you just drive really careful and pray no one hits you. You don't have money to spend $50 to $100 a month on something you can't eat, that you can't see. And they gave me this vehicle, so watch this for a minute.
I'm going to college, you can have my bed. I said, I'm not really We're done. Yes. Oh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you just don't know how easy life is going to be now. I've been going back and forth and launching that. We had a clothesline, and that's for the birds. That's for the birds with that many people. It really, really, really is. It's absolutely insane. And I just can't keep up anymore to the point to where it's just hard. It's out of control. It's very bad out of control. But wow, thank y'all so much. Do you want some scrubbing? Did you like that scrub?
Do you have about 15 minutes? We need to run up here and get you some car insurance. Okay. For this van that you're going to drive home.
Yeah.
That's why I put the wire back in there, because you probably need to take it with you.
Gosh, y'all don't have to do this.
Well, it's too late. It's done.
No, y'all don't have to do this.
That's how the doors work.
Oh my gosh, to be able to take my kids somewhere together.
I gotta get a hug
Bunches of
too.
them.
You're absolutely more than welcome.
Okay.
And we're back.
And as y'all can see, it gets emotional because they did this. Ronda and Keith did this out of the selflessness. I didn't ask them to. I wouldn't have dared ask them to do anything like that. People who are living in poverty living as hard as I was, it's hard to ask people for help. Yeah. Y'all always reach out to me and ask me, hey, what can we do for you this month? What can we do for you this year?
Well, I gotta give Rhonda credit, because I was busy doing my thing and working and all that, but Rhonda would say, hey, Linda and Damon need this. And I'm like, what do they need? And okay, well, we talk about it, and yeah, do it.
She's seen my struggle, and she just helped me. She empowered me.
Got such a heart for that.
She is contagious. That heart needs to be contagious.
Oh my gosh, she's
But that
got it, yeah.
minivan empowered me I decided to start college. The nearest community college was a little ways away. I was too scared to go to.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Folks, this is where the inspiration for me starts with Linda. What you don't know is Linda, and correct me if I'm wrong, you came from a family where education wasn't really a priority, right? Y'all were very poor. You were made to drop out in the 8th grade. It wasn't a choice, right? You were made to take care of your
Brother, yes.
handicapped brother.
Yes, I had a special needs brother. Yeah. That's more appropriate. I had a special needs brother. He had cerebral palsy and epilepsy and required 24-hour care. Exactly. And we did that. The siblings did that. And when the last sibling was ready to go and start her life, it was my turn. And so I had to quit school in the 8th grade.
So 8th grade, dropout, not by her choice. Now she's got a vehicle that allows her to get her kids where they need to go, and get her to UACCM.
Yes, University of Arkansas Community College, Morrilton. Yes, I got my GED at that point and said I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it. You know, I made a list. I made a list of all the reasons that I couldn't go to college. It was because I'm going to probably need another car someday. The kids need to eat. The bills need to be paid. All the excuses that I had given myself now that I had a reliable transportation with no car payment. I had gas money to get to Morrilton. Okay, that was big. So I strategically planned it, and I made this list of all the reasons that I could not do, all my excuses, all the struggles. And that the name of that list was the reasons I couldn't, the reasons I can't. And I got so mad because I knew that if I was going to get out of it, people like you would provide me the tools, but I was going to have to put in the work. I was going to have to claw my way up out of it. So I got so mad, and I scribbled out the name of that list, and I turned it into the reasons I must. It was the reasons that I must do it. I must go to school. I must use this tool that has been provided to me for the short window. And with the encouragement of my loved ones and my family, I said, okay, we're struggling anyway. We're going to struggle, or we can struggle and have some light at the end of a 2-year rainbow. So we start out with two-year goals. And that car got me to University of Arkansas Community College, where I completed 2 associate degrees, one in science and one in the arts. And then I transferred them to Arkansas Tech University. I was way more confident. I still had the minivan at that point. It was so dependable. And I got my bachelor in sociology and my bachelor in nursing. And
She's not done yet. Keep on going.
And so I thought, well, just like I never want to see my children stop growing, the good Lord, my Father in heaven does not want me to stop growing. Exactly. So I just completed 4 more years at the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville, and I got my family nurse practitioner and my doctrine of nursing. Dr. Linda Jackson. Yes.
From 8th grade forced dropout to doctor of nursing from the University of Arkansas.
I'm a nurse doc.
I'm a nurse. She's a nurse doc.
Never thought that would happen for me.
Amazing. Sweetheart, you talk about inspiration. That is inspiring, not just to me. I imagine to a lot of people. And the fact that she even gives my wife and I any of this credit is humbling, but what it proves is that there's really a big need to help people like yourself, which is where Ronda Rides comes from, right?
Yes, that's Ronda's Rides. The reason why Ronda's Rides existed is because there's a false illusion out there that I've learned, and I assume that it was that people, if people who are in poverty want more, they'll do more. There was no more for me to do. There was no more of me to give. I was working 60 hours a week. I was paying my taxes. I wasn't getting checks from the state or the federal government. They weren't helping me raise these kids. I was doing it 100%. Food stamps, thank you all I even contributed to that fund. Thank you all for helping me with food stamps, and the kids got our kids. We did not qualify for any kind of Medicaid. So we developed Ronda's Rides because there are people out there like me, and I fear, and I know that there are, who are too busy struggling, too proud to go beg for help, who's walking, who can't get to the doctor, can't get their kids to appointments, can't get to college, can't take a promotion, can't get anywhere. Like, being without transportation is so disabling. Yes. It is so disabling. And I know there are so many people struggling. 47% of Arkansans live paycheck to paycheck. 16% live less than 130% below the federal poverty line. Additional percentage of those live paycheck to paycheck. They are they're employed. They have jobs, but if anything was to happen, or they're drawing their Social Security, and if anything was to happen to their vehicle, a car part, I know several of them who's got cars parked in their yard. So Ronda's Rides aims to raise money to buy vehicles to give it to people who need them. Deserving folks, hardworking Americans who struggle, and they just need a tool. They just need to help out. They've got a plan. They've got the will. They've got the want, like I did. They've got that drive, and they just need out. So we're going to provide cars to people who don't have them, We're going to have a nomination process. We're going to take donations, money. We're going to raise money. We're going to sell shirts and have fundraisers and do a comedy shows. This is early stages, and what we've got big plans to make a lot of big changes.
And we need your help out there, folks. We're looking for people. You can go on our website. We'll have that. You can go on our channel. The best thing to do is to subscribe,
It's free.
like,
Yes.
and ring that bell notification.
Yes.
Get you on Ronda's Rides. There's a link out there so you can give. It's through Give Butter.
Yes.
So please do that. So, what that brings us to, I believe, is we've got why and what, but we've got our mission for Ronda's Rides. Would you like me to read that?
I would love for you to share.
Okay, all right. Well, so let me put my eyeballs on so I can. All right, if many of you like myself. All right, so Ronda's Rides, we're driving hope and we're fueling futures. Our mission, Ronda's Rides exists to ensure that no one is held back by a lack of transportation, because a reliable ride can be the turning point between struggle and success. We aim to be the Mr. Beast of bridging gaps. We achieve our mission through these ways: donating vehicles to individuals in need, providing mentorship, education, and connections to community resources, recognizing transportation as a vital key to health, employment, and social well-being, empowering the community to nominate and help select recipients, inspiring a pay-it-forward culture rooted in kindness and opportunity. So that's what our mission is and our ways to achieve.
And our vision is that, I believe our community is only as strong as its weakest link, and there should be no one that can't get to the doctor, no one can't get to school if they want, no one who's willing, working, able, struggling, and have done what they need to do every day, and they just need a tool, y'all. It's a hand up. It's not a handout. Exactly. I wasn't asking, I never asked y'all to give me anything. And Ronda's Rides wants to help get people rolling, get people back on the road, get people achieving, filling those gaps, connecting them to resources. I didn't know how to get enrolled into school. So if you get a car and you want to know how to get into school, we're going to help you do that too. Exactly. We want to help you achieve the best you can. It's a simple concept, humans helping humans, but it makes such a big impact. And y'all prove that.
Exactly. And folks, listen, anybody out there listening to us that wants to get involved, this is a grassroots thing we're doing. We will take all the help you can get. You can give us. We are not about to claim we know everything and how to do it.
Y'all have seen my videos. They're horrible right now.
Certain things you want to provide and help, and maybe if you're a business out there, we're always looking for, giveaways to give to our subscribers to help promote the channel. If you just simply want to donate a car or labor or something like that, you can reach out to us through
rondasrides@gmail.com.
That's right. And we will answer that email and get back to you and see what we can do to help. So that's one thing, help from the community. But like we said a moment ago, we're going to be doing fundraisers.
Yes, we've got the T-shirts that we're wearing. Keith's got.
My first one.
Oh, it looks good
Yeah, I
too.
love it.
I'm gonna go up a couple on his sizes.
Pretty good logo, too.
I love that logo. I love it. I love that Keith designed our logo, and I was so worried, stressed about the logo, and then all of a sudden he just gets a hold of me and says he has it. So we've got the T-shirts that we're gonna sell, and we're selling those for $20 each. Half of that purchase goes toward buying the shirt. The other half goes toward Ronda's Rides.
Exactly.
It's $5 for shipping unless you want to meet somewhere in your local and you can pick it up. We also have Casper's that gave us.
Yes, we're going to draw for Casper's again.
Yes.
In just a few moments. So we're going to do drawings that way to reward our subscribers.
Yes, for thanking you all for your support, because we can't do this without you all. I could not have done it without them, and I can't do this without you all. So I'm asking everyone in the community, and when I say the community, I mean my community and your community, wherever you are. If you are a viewer, I want to help you change your community too. I know there are people in need in your area. Get a hold of me. Let's see what we can do for you to get the fire started for Ronda's Rides in your area. I want to this to go to coast. I want to help everyone. There's not anywhere that I'm not willing to come if there's a need and we have the support in that area to meet that need.